Okay, we're going to access our reading and writing workshop book. So I'm going to click on that. Oops. Click on the picture. We're going to start on page 438 today. And we're going to listen to the story To Travel, or I guess should say the lyric poem To Travel.
Genre, poetry. To travel. To travel, to travel, to visit distant places, to leave my corner of the world, to seek new names and faces. Adventure, adventure, exploring foreign lands. If I can leap across the globe, my universe expands. A novel waves her arms to me. Come read, she cries. Her pages dance with ancient tales, a feast for hungry eyes. The paintings on museum walls are begging me to tour. Leave your home and live our scenes, a grand exchange for sure. To travel, through timeless books and art, I enter and experience a life so far apart. I sail across the 7 seas, my heart soars like a bird, and soon I'm hearing languages I've never ever heard. Far across the 7 seas, aromas fill the air. Foods I've never ever tried are eaten everywhere. Music blares a different tune, and strange new clothes are worn. Parents pass on customs to the young ones who are born. I've traveled, it's left me more aware, a valuable connection to the universe we share. By reading books and viewing art, I've learned a thing or two. The world was made not just for me, but made for me and you.
Okay, so now that I've read this story here, I'm going to go through and I'm going to try and identify the point of view. Obviously, in this story, it's told from the first person point of view, but we're going to go a little deeper than that because it's poetry and it has imagery and meaning in it. And so I'm going to pick out a few select quotes. Let's go back a page here and start working on this. And the first one that I can see is, if I can leap across the globe, my universe expands, and it's right here. So that's a pretty good detail that expresses to me as the reader that the speaker is really excited about traveling because she's talking about leaping across the globe, which is obviously hyperbole. And she's talking about her universe expanding, or their universe expanding, I should say. So I'm going to come over here to my graphic organizer and I'm going to type that out here real quick. And change the point to 14. And I'm just going to type that out. If I can leap across the globe, my universe expands. Oh, I'll need to, hold on, let me change this real quickly. Highlight all these here. Format, text wrapping, wrap. There we go. That'll fix that. Okay. And I'll get to point of view in a second. So then I'm going to try and find my next point. I'm going to come back to my story here. And I'm just going to keep reading. A novel waves her arms to me. Come read, she cries. And I come through to another piece where the pages are dancing with ancient tales at feast for hungry eyes. Okay, so that tells me that this person's getting ready to read more about a foreign land because we're leaping across the globe. And a feast for hungry eyes shows the excitement that she has to read these ancient tales or read these pages up here. So I'm going to use that. That's a pretty good detail. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to type in, change the font again. All right, here we go. Her pages dance with ancient tales. a feast for hungry eyes. Okay, so now I'm going to look for this third detail. So far, I have excitement for sure in these two, and I'm going to go maybe closer to the end of the story. So we're going to go over to the next page, and I've learned a thing or two. The world was made not just for me, but made for me and you. That's a pretty good line. I might also come back over here, and it says to travel through timeless books of art. I enter and experience a life so far apart. This also follows with that theme of excitement. So I'm going to go and look at that piece there. I'm going to type that in. Come up here and change this to 14. And I've traveled. Oops. Travel. I had that right. ED. I've traveled. Exclamation point. I've traveled. This really shows that they are excited. It's left me more aware. So I'm going to come over here. This is a first person point of view, first person speaker. Oh man, this font's killing me. All right. First person speaker who is very excited and anxious to learn more about the world. Okay, and so that's my point of view that I've kind of come up with. I've done more than just say, is it first person or third person? And I've also used my details to infer that they're excited. And I'm going to come back in here real quick and highlight for you the two emotions that are conveyed or implied in the poetry that you have to infer. Okay, so that's really our goal, is to try and figure out the emotions of the speaker that are implied based on the details that we have to infer with. Okay, so we're trying to do those two things today.